Welcome on in, everybody. This is my Nether tunnel on Truly Bedrock Season 5. And these are my lava dragon statues. And you guys have been asking me for a tutorial. Now, this is my very first dragon style tutorial. The only other ones I've done are on banners, the channel. So this is a first for me. So we're going to go over to a test world now, and I'm going to show you what I did to create these dragons. And I'm going to tell you as well what I considered when I was designing them. Here we go, that's better. Now I hope this tutorial is going to be useful to you because a lot of people have been asking me for it. So let's get right to it, shall we? I've made an example of the model behind me. This is an exact replica of the ones that I've used on Truly Bedrock. Same size, shape, everything. First step, things to consider. Now, doing this in creative is a lot different to doing this in survival. So make sure if you're doing this in survival that your area is safe, that you've got food, that you've got a bed, and you've got all the materials that you need. If we come over here and have a look at our model, you'll see there are 3 main materials. This bottom one needs to be a wood because of this right here. This signpost is what makes the lava flow this way instead of all over the place. So the bottom ideally needs to be some kind of wood. I've gone for the mangrove wood because it has a reddish tinge, and I was in the nether, so I was using nether materials because they were easily available to me. You want the outside to be a darker color, and you want some kind of contrast for the detail on the side. Just a quick side note on that as well. Fire tick is turned off for this one. If you've got fire tick turned on, then this needs to be either warped or crimson because those 2 woods do not catch fire. That's if you're working in survival, but the underneath needs to have something that has stairs, slabs, and signposts, so any of your woods. And your best friend in this project, if you're in survival, is going to be this, so you're not wasting materials. So what we're going to consider here is the space. So we've marked out, this is going to be our central block. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's going to be 9 wide altogether. Moving around the side, we're counting backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that is for the entire platform from here to here. So she's 11 long and then tall. Because if you're inside and you're digging out, you need to know how tall she's going to be. So here we go on the height. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 high. So we have 9 by 11 by 11. So that is the space that you need to consider. Now we're going to start. We're going to move over here. From the middle here, we're going to put our first block as our stair block. This one is important because then you can work out where the pattern goes. So you're going to put 3 in the middle. Then you're going to go to the end. And then all the way to the end. And then just fill in with whatever rubbish block. This is not going to be seen. But make sure you do leave a hole here because this is important for the lava flow. Make sure you leave that 1 block gap. So this is for the pedestal that she's going to be stood on. Now, because I was working in the nether, I had to cover this up with the bottom slabs so that it was non-spawnable. Now, as you're going from the middle here, you've got your 1 block stair. You've got your space. And then we're going to count back 1, 2, and put our first marker block in. From there, you're going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be the length of the actual statue herself, or at least the base of it. And you can see the pattern here if you want to copy the pattern. It's 1, 5, 5, 3, 1. That is the markings out of the distance of the things that we're going to need. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to build it together, block by block. So I'm going to punch these out here. They were just to show you what space you needed. Got this nice little hole here. I'm going to start with the wood. So we're going to get regular blocks. We're going to get some stair blocks. We're going to get some slabs. We're going to get our dark slabs. And we're going to get our signs. We're going to start with this wooden section here at the front and the bottom jaw. Because from that, we can work backwards. Now, I'm thinking of people doing this in survival as well, because it's easier to pillar up and do one shape at a time. So from the ground here, going 1, 2, 3. Let's do this one. Go 1, 2, 3. And we got stair, block, stair going backwards. Got stair, block, stair. Make sure they're all facing forward. And behind these, there is another block there as well. So 1, 2, 3. Come on the back here. 1, 2, 3. And we got an upside down forward facing stair. Another block in front of that. So we've got this little shape here. And then we move on to the nether brick slab. So that's going to go on the bottom half of this one so that the mangrove slab can go underneath it. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put our nether brick slab, mangrove one underneath it, and then another nether brick slab next to that. This is going to be our bottom jaw. This is the one that needs the signpost, because this is going to direct the lava flow into that hole rather than all over the place. We're not going to do the lava yet though, because the lava is the last step, just so we don't burn ourselves. If I'm going too fast, feel free to pause or rewind the video, or you can even slow it down in the little cog in the corner there. Next thing we're going to do is grab our red nether brick in this case. You can use whatever. For this, we're just going to need stairs and blocks. So we have the side of the neck here. We're going to start with this going up. You can see that it follows the same pattern as this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and a stair. We're going to do that on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, and a stair. 1, 2, 3, and a stair diagonally to the first blocks. Then we're going to go backwards 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, and a stair again. 1, 2, and a stair. And on the other side, 1, 2, and a stair. Should have something that looks like this. Almost like a hook or a question mark at this point. And then the other red nether brick detail is here. We have forward-facing stair, a brick block, and then a sideways-facing stair. This is going to be the sides of our neck. So a forward-facing stair, a block, and then a sideways-facing stair. And again, you're going to do that on both sides. Forward, block, sideways. And that's going to start to give it a little bit of shape on the sides of the neck there. Next, we're going to grab our dark block or our main block, whichever you decide. For this, I'm using the regular nether brick because it was an easy material for me to use. You're going to need slabs, stairs, and blocks for this. And we're just going to come behind the ones that we just did and fill them in 1, 2, 3. Just so that we fill in that gap there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You should have something that looks like this. Now this bit is where it starts to get a little bit tricky because you will need some temporary blocks in order to do some of these placements. We're going to start at the back, at the bottom. So we have got 1 block in the middle there. We have stairs facing on all 3 sides and a backwards facing stair block on top of it. Go over here to our model. Now, if you want to fill this in, you can do with whichever. That's not going to be seen, or you can put a torch in there if you want to and keep it as a secret hidey hole. That is entirely up to you. But we are going to go here in this little T section. We're going to go 1 block here. 1, 2 facing backwards, and 1 on each side. That's going to be the base of the back of the neck. Now you can see here we got that little kink going upwards. This is a full block, and a backwards upside down stair. A full block, and then a backwards upside down stair there. Diagonal to this, so on the back of this red brick, you're going to put another upside down and another upside down. Because that's going to be the back of the side detail as well. You should have another T section to work off now. Now this is where we are at now. So we're going to fill in that T section with blocks. And then have a forward facing stair. Now that's going to be a tricky one, depending on how much space you've left yourself. Let's fill that in. So we're going to fill in the T shape. I'm going to use some temporary blocks here to get the right angle to put that there, and then you just knock that one out. So that is your bottom spike. And then on top of this, you're going to fill in that T shape again. So you should at this point be level with the top red nether brick. So we're on to the next section here. Let's have a look over on our model. So here we're going to have diagonal to the stair, a full block, and a backwards placing stair. And that's going to be the top of your side details. So let's get them in first. A full block there. And a backwards facing stair. And we're going to do that again on the other side. That's the top of the side details. Now we just need the rest at the top of the head. This is where it starts to get tricky because this one here is a slab. And then you've got a backwards facing upside down stairs. So again, we're going to need some temporary blocks in here. This one is a full block. So let's put that one in first. You're going to come here behind your line of wood and put that one block in. Starting from this full block here, you're going to have 1, 2, 3 full blocks. We can come behind here and put our backwards facing upside down stair. And then on the front, this is where we do the eye. We're going to have a backwards facing upside down stair again, a forwards facing stair, and then a slab. If you need to, you can put a temporary block in first to do the forwards facing stair. Punch that out and do the backwards facing upside down stair. And come back around and put your nose on your dragon. Starting to look like it has a facial feature now. Now we just need the base of the last 3 horns. So we have a forward placing stair, a backward placing stair, forward, backward, forward. And that is on top of the eye. So we're going to start here. Forward, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. That's your 3rd spike at the back there. And then the last 2 horns is just 2 little stairs on the top of these. So your 2nd block from the back there, you're going to do a forward placing. And then 2 blocks in front of that, you're going to do the same thing. Second from the back. And then 1, 2, that one, that one. There you go. And that is all the horns on the back of the dragon completed. There's only one thing left to do at this point. And that is to add in our lava source. Now you want to point at the bottom of this. And it should flow forwards into that hole. There you go. And because we've got the blocks all the way around the sides there, not going to flow out. And because we've got the signpost here, it's not going to flow out sideways. Let me just show you what happens. We take these away. If we forget to put our signposts in, this is what happens, guys. It flows out the side. And it goes all over everywhere. It's not the aesthetic that we're looking for. These are just the replicas of the one that I did in my nether tunnel with the materials that I used. And I used these materials because of how available they were to me at the time. The surrounding areas, I did a black stone and spruce because the nether is naturally the red brick anyway. And the red in this particular statue washed out against the regular netherrack. So I used spruce as a main, and I used the black stone and the deep slate that are in the floor details as edging. That's why I used the colors that I did in Truly Bedrock. However, there are many blocks in the game that you can use, and you don't even have to use lava. Here is another example using a different palette. This example is using dark prismarine, normal prismarine, and water, and birch as the wood underneath. You don't have to use the same materials as me. You can use any as long as it's got the stairs, slabs, and the wood underneath for the signs. Hope this was helpful, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and a comment. Let me know how you're doing. And I'll see you on the Discord. Hopefully, you can do the same thing that I've done. I would love to see pictures of what you guys get up to. See you next time. Bye!